This is Donna Meldon, coordinator for the Holmes County Chamber of Commerce, and this is Chats with the Chamber Lady. Today's guest I have with me is Randy Torrance with Green Pen Promotions. How you doing, Randy?
Doing well, doing well.
We're so glad to have you as a guest this evening, and I got to go ahead and mention before we start our interview is the fact that you're also very involved with the chamber here, and you are our recently elected vice president on our executive board.
Yes, ma'am.
We have a lot going on at the chamber this year, and I'm just so thankful to have you as a part of it,
Well,
Randy.
thank you. I'm glad to be part of it.
We expect big things out of you, okay? So we'll go ahead and start talking about you and Green Pen Promotions, but we're going to talk about you first, Randy. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've been in Holmes County for about just over 10 years now. I've been involved in our community, pastor of a local church here at New Hope out on Highway 2 in Westville. Currently, we're also working with the Holmes County Ministerial Association, managing the thrift store, the Cedar Tree Thrift Store here on 79. But I'm also their director of ministry and executive director for the Ministerial Association.
And Randy, I having known you over the course of the last year, you're very community minded. You're involved in a lot of different community activities. Can you expound on that just a little bit for us?
I just believe being part of the community, not just in it. When I first got here, I got involved in the Holmes County Historical Society.
Okay.
Was involved there for a little while and just expanded my outreach from there and just became involved in the community. Again, I believe that we need to be a part of it, not just in our community.
And I agree. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and talk about why you're here today, and that's Green Pen Promotions. Can you tell us all about your business and how you got into it and the whys?
Okay. Well, I started with promotional product industry over 20 years ago. Back in Lake County, I did a business there for a short period of time, but life happens, things change,
Yes, it does.
and I just kind of got out of that for a while. And I really, when I think about how I got started in the business or where my love for promotional products started, I blame my mother. And, they always say it's always mom's fault. And I remember as a child back in the day where full service gas stations. And I remember pulling up to get gas with my mom, and my mom would sit there and she would sign the receipt, and she would look at the pen and put the pen in her pocket.
In the pocket it would go,
Yep,
wouldn't it?
yep. And I don't know that as a child we ever bought any ink pens. We had plenty around the house. So that was kind of my first touch with promotional products. Of course, anything free has a plus sign attached to it. But when I started the business here locally, again, I've been doing this here in Holmes County for about 6 years now. And I just come to realization there wasn't a business that was targeting our businesses with promotional products. And I played with the name, I played with the idea, and settled on Green Pen. The idea is that the pen is the easy sell. It's an easy giveaway. Nobody's ever refused a pen. And so if you get the consumer, or rather the customer, in my case the client, if you get them on the pen idea, and then you can introduce the concept of promotional products to them from that.
And you brought several pens with you today, and I've already written with this one. I love this green pen,
Yep.
Randy. Can you tell us what items do customers frequently buy?
Of course, the pen is the top seller of the industry. Pens and wearables are your top promotional products. But I just got back from a conference in Orlando, and one of the hot items is the ever famous chip clip. And the idea there is, it's a mainstay. It's something that's always going to be used. And one of the things they taught us or reinstated with us at the conference was to make sure that your client uses the right product for the right customer. Everybody can use a chip clip, or they call it a gator clip, or whichever way you want to refer to it as. But it's just a very popular item. One of the things we also learned is after last year, and we all remember last year, two of the things that we probably never want to see much of anymore is hand sanitizer and the mask.
Yes.
So we've within the industry, we've kind of shunned away from those items unless it's absolutely necessary.
Randy, I see you have brought an array of swag items, and we kind of spoke before we started, and that's what we call these marketing promo items. And you have a huge selection here. I really love the swag bag here, and I know that that's for our golf tournament that we
Correct.
have in March every year. That's one of our chamber fundraisers. And you also have some golf balls here, and I see they're with one of our corporate
Hmm.
sponsors, Dogwood Lakes. I don't know if our viewers can see those, but those are very nice. It has
They
the
turned out really nice.
has their logo on there. Anything else you would like to point out here?
Well, a lot of what we do in swag stands for, it's an acronym. It stands for stuff we all get.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of things we do, and a lot of people consider it junk, but I just consider it fun stuff.
Yes.
Everything from stress relievers, we can have business name put on the front of those in millions of shapes. Everything from, obviously, this is the Eagle. We've got the standard ball. We've got the cruise ship, a bus, acorns, bones, whatever the trade is that you would want to promote. We've got a stress reliever for that.
Let me let,
Um,
let me see that eagle right there. Oh my
you
goodness.
you,
Yes.
you probably need that as chamber coordinator.
Yes, I think so. There's a lot of yes, especially this time of year. Oh, I really like that.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
And then some of the other fun items we've got. We've starting to do. I'm starting to do more with plush,
Okay.
and of course the one I brought is a little green guy. We do the things for sporting
Oh
events where you stick
yes.
that on your hand, and then of course with the printed apparel, and we include shirts and hats in that.
Hmm.
But we also do socks, and I've
Okay.
got a pair of socks there. These particular ones have Facebook and Singy on it,
Okay.
but we can imprint those with any business name. I believe one of our um, Mr. Boehner even has a pair of socks with his face on it. So it's just fun stuff.
It
But at the
is.
same token, you want to make it usable. You want to make it something that the customer can have a need for.
Mm-hmm.
This particular here is a note cube. I do a pad here with sticky notes. Everybody loves the
Mm-hmm.
sticky notes. Again, with your business name on the front.
Right.
Without the business name, it's just stuff. And
It's,
uh, and one of the other top selling items we do is lip balm.
now, how do you make certain that a item is appropriate for that specific customer?
Well, we ask the customer, and again, with me as a client, but we ask the client, what is the end result? Are you wanting it to be remembered, or you want it to be just used?
Mm-hmm.
For example, lip balm is something that's going to stick around for a while.
Yes.
Note cards are going to stick around for a while. Calendars is another good item. I mean, it's around all year long. So you've got your business name there. It's 365 days a year. A lot of people question that even down to the point where, well, why would I use a pen?
Mm-hmm.
I've got a client over in Graceville that when I met him 3 years ago and introduced myself, I gave him a pen. He still got the same pen, and I've only given him one. So pens
He's
stick
held on
around
to
too,
it, hasn't
right?
he?
Right.
Oh my goodness.
So that's the thing. You just want to make sure that product is suitable to the client.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I wouldn't sell golf balls to a hair salon. There's just
Exactly.
no connection there. A hair salon would be more like a hairbrush or a nail file or something that their customer is going to use.
And they're going to take it out often,
Right.
look at it, and then you're going to see the image of that business.
Right.
So I
In in the business, they use the phrase return on investment.
hmm
In promotional product industry, we say return on impression. How many
exactly.
impressions, visible impressions, is your item going to
Hmm.
get?
And we've kind of discussed all these great items, but are there any items? And you did mention the hand sanitizer and face mask for obvious reasons, but what items are not trending right now?
Right now, those are our two primaries,
Okay,
and that's just because of what we went through last year.
okay,
A lot of people, you get we do with my drinkware. Uh,
and those are
people
really
get people
nice.
get overwhelmed with drinkware. I mean, we got how many of you have how many drinkware glasses do you have in your cabinet? You know, but yet
Lots.
but yet we still want it. We still use
Yes.
it. So it's, again, it's something that, we can have that in the car. We can take that to work with us. If we lose it, if we leave it, it's not wasted, because from a client's perspective, if I lose that, that means somebody else is going to get it.
Yes.
So my business name is attached to somebody else now.
Great.
So it comes full circle.
Great, Randy. Now, you also do print design.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know that you recently did print rack card
Right.
for the chamber here. If you want to hold that up and let
Do the
everybody see
rack
it.
cards, basically how I do the imprint. I don't do any of the printing in-house. I mean, everything is outsourced. But I'll create the image. We create it into a PDF and email it to the printer. And then the printer actually will send it directly to the client. So it's just easy breezy, simple way of doing business. We do rack cards, business cards, flyers, you name it, I can get it. Name tags. My phrase is, if you can imagine your business name on it, I can get it, even to toilet paper. I'm not sure why you would want it, but I can get it.
Hey, if the customer wants it, you're going to make certain that you find that special item that they need to let everyone know about their
Right.
business.
Well, and that's why I say one call gets it all,
Yes.
whether you realize it or not.
Well, Randy, it's just been so wonderful to have you as a guest today. And like I said, I just appreciate everything you do for the Holmes County community and everything that you do for our chamber here. And Randy, there is something so unusual about you. Actually, I saw your car before I ever met you. And that's your green Kia that everybody sees around
ma'am.
town. We're going to show you a picture of that Green Pen Promotions, but I bet everybody that views this, they're going to have they will have seen this car at some point, right?
Yes, ma'am. My car is my billboard. It's my office. I keep my phone number, my information right there on the car. I even have on the back there, call me, or I really should put stop me, but for my catalogs or free consultation. And I've always got catalogs in the car with me for the customers. I've given them out at Walmart. Just going out to the car.
I don't doubt that at all,
Just going out to the car. I've had a customer ask me for a catalog, so certainly.
Well, you're so recognizable, and and at Christmas time, it was very decorated, very Christmassy too. I think you had Christmas lights on it. You might have had reindeer antlers on it. If
Nope,
I can,
I didn't do
reindeer
antlers.
antlers, huh?
Nope.
But Randy, it has just been delightful having you today as a guest. And this is Randy Torrance with Green Pen Promotions. We're going to give you his contact information. If you need anything in the way of promotional items, Green Pen is the way you need to go. Now, this is Donna Meldon, coordinator for the Holmes County Chamber of Commerce, and this is Chats with the Chamber Lady. And just remember, if you want it, if you need it, or you want to do it, we have it right here in Holmes County. Thank you.